gosh, we have it going on here now. 12:30 p.m. in the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, broadcasting worldwide. And we have somebody special in the house. And as we're talking, you can see the camera just turned red, which means we're live.
Oh,
and so you'll be able to see some of the things that I got here. And we go with multi-shots, so we're going to see all the different shots you're going to be taking. You won't see them because I'm doing them right here.
Wow. It's like Hollywood Squares over there.
Yes, and it does its own shots, runs on AI.
Oh, that's how we look, like there?
Yes.
Oh, I think we look great.
Oh, I do too. As soon as you walked in, I thought I knew you. It's like, it's like, I'm telling you, Deanna is, when she brought her vibe in, it was like I felt her vibe. It was like, hey, I know you. It just felt so good. Deanna, tell us about yourself. I read about you. You've been at this quite some time. You were telling me you've been around the world. Oh, my God, I bet you see a lot of different things out there. And then the other thing that she's brought to us, she's coming to Denver to perform at Dazzle. Is that 2 shows?
No, I think it's just one show.
Just the one show, but they moved it up.
Who can keep going?
Didn't they move it up a little bit, the timing?
I think they changed that to
6?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, so there's a 5 o'clock early show. They moved it up to 6 and going till 7:30 or 8.
2 sets, an hour from 6 to 7, a break, and then a 90-minute set after that. So lots of music.
Oh, that's going to be nice. Now, you brought
Could
some...
be till 6 a.m. You never know.
Have you played events like that where they said, here's some more money, just keep it going?
I'm not going to speak for all musicians, but if you're having if you're in a situation that is just wonderful, you don't even know what time it is, you don't even care because it's so wonderful, you just keep going. And so in those times, absolutely.
Deanna, I didn't tell everybody where you're from or what you're all about, so I'm going to let you do that because you have a better outlook on where you're from and what you're doing. So
One would think.
Like, I know where she's from, man. But
born in Detroit, raised in Detroit, New York, and Arizona, all over the place.
Keep going.
And
Go ahead.
at 17, I got in on a Greyhound bus and went to LA with my guitar. And 2-3 years later, I was hired to fly back to Maryland and join a band, my first band I've ever been in, and didn't know what I was doing and thinking, why did they hire me? And we were on the road, and I said, well, I'll give it 6 months on the road, and then I'll go back. And the road kept coming.
Wow.
And here I am, 41 years, 42
and
years
what I
on
read
the
about
road since I was 20 years old.
Yeah, in your bio,
Yeah.
I read a lot about that in your bio, how you've done all these things now. You have played a multitude of instruments. Is that correct? You've got the sax, you've got the keyboard, you've got all the. But if you know your different chords, you know your different octaves. After a while, it becomes commonplace. You just know how to, make it sound really good.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, though, because most musicians, we can kind of get around on other instruments,
right?
Because that's kind of our language. But at that time, like I can pick up a guitar and I can play a bunch of songs and sing, and when someone would say, "Oh, you're a guitarist too," and I'd say, "No, just because I can play chords doesn't mean I'm a guitarist." Because out of respect for the people that is their voice, that are incredible,
right?
And
now you sing too, right?
I do.
Isn't that nice?
Do I, Henry?
See, look at that vibe she's bringing to Denver. Tell me about the band
that we're doing.
Yes.
We were coming in for a private party for an old wonderful friend, and I was talking to Joe Michaels for some resources, and then we ended up having Dazzle, which I'm thrilled about. And so I was trying to see who am I going to do this with, and then I called a friend of mine who happens to be playing at the Broadmoor Jazz Festival on Friday, which is Spyro Gyra and Scott Ambush, one of my best friends since the beginning. And so he said, yeah, I'll stay and be here. And then we got Dan Leonard, who's just master musician, from D.C. that we play with all the time, and he's coming out. And then we're playing with some people in town. Sean Gilmore is going to join us. And
so all these fabulous people are going to be up on stage?
Yes.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Yes. And I'm just going to sit there at a Steinway going,
Pink.
Yay. But it's a nice thing. I like that you said the word variable many times, which I like, because these are all the kind of people that music is music. Doesn't have to be any certain way.
Right.
It's just music and serve the song, and doesn't matter what somebody
But
calls it.
Deanna, it's the quality of the musicians that are joining you. That's kind of says a lot about you.
Well,
And don't be, you know.
I'm glad they like me. You know, for me, you know, because I would get slammed every now and then throughout the years
Right.
in genre, and I understand why there's genres. For me, the best genre is authenticity, whoever
Right.
you are, and it makes you move, yeah, I don't care. So,
Now explain this to me. And everybody has this. Now you have your axe. You have a name for it. Your saxophone. You call her something, or her, or him, or something.
you know, it's funny because
Everybody does.
I name my cars, I can name the vacuum, I can anthropomorphize anything. But when it comes to the piano, the keys, and it comes to my horn, they just seem more of a part of me.
Yeah. You don't have a name for
So
it.
I don't. We're just us. I know that doesn't make sense.
No, it does. Are you
But
gonna play any of the grand pianos? They have some concert grands, 9-footers inside.
that's the only
Dazzle.
thing I am going to play. I didn't even
Bring
decide
your
to have a
keyboard.
digital there or anything. I was going to
You
rent
don't
one.
need one. I mean, you have that acoustic concert grand. I mean, you're gonna fire
I
it
can't
up.
pass that up.
Uh-uh.
I'll have my horn. I mean, I'd love to have like a whirly or
Of
something on
course,
the
yeah,
side,
give it
but it'll be great, you know. And so, like you're saying, for the people that are there, you know, to me, if music was an ocean, I'm just a fish, and I'll swim anywhere.
Now, can I ask you this? Now, do you like to go out in the crowd with that saxophone and play out there?
That's up to my horn, literally.
It pulls you out there.
It does. It doesn't do it all the time, and all of a sudden it does. And
It's
there's
like,
been different
okay,
times.
follow that horn.
One on the Isle Mystique, I goosed a Duke.
Yeah. I goosed
I did
the
it
Duke.
once to a
I like that.
I did.
I'm going to use that. I goosed the Duke.
I goosed a Duke. And there's all these people, because it was the Isle of Mystique, and there was some of the royals there. You don't know that, who's who. And everybody stopped, and then whoever the person who's took us, I did that to, he just started laughing. So then everybody started laughing when I goosed a Duke.
I like that.
And
That's so funny.
every now and then, my horn just wants to go out. Sometimes it's a conga line. Sometimes I have to start. I've started on a camel in Egypt, and I've been on a motorcycle in Panama. Or just sometimes, it's not something I would want to do as a thing to do every time. For me, it has to be real. Like,
Is it your first time in Denver?
it's not my first time in Denver. I used to play up where was it?
Winter Park.
The festival at Winter
Winter
Park.
Festival.
And I did get to play.
Well,
now
I got to
down-
see Mindy. Do you know Mindy Aber?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see her up there. She was playing at Winter Park.
Oh,
I
did
don't
she
think
do it this last time?
I don't think so. I don't think you may have been up there when because I always go. I've been going
Years
for
ago.
20 years.
You know, and she and I, we've emailed before, but we haven't yet to
Really
meet
meet,
in
yeah.
person.
You never crossed paths at any of the jazz concerts, any of the big concerts?
No, even on like the Blues Cruise and other
Nothing.
things. So when she sent me something, I sent back, and we're like, hey, we knew of each other certainly,
Yeah.
but we hadn't met.
Have you almost misplaced your saxophone player? I mean, your saxophone when you were playing it somewhere?
When?
Like set it down, your sax, at an airport, in a car, and say, oh, my sax.
You mean, did I ever lose it?
Yeah, almost misplace it.
No, but because it's kind of an appendage.
Oh, so you'll keep
My
it.
third arm, apparently.
Don't you break my saxophone.
And don't you play my saxophone? Somebody did.
Or broke it.
And then no, that wasn't here. That was here. Yeah, playing with Charlotte. Yeah, and I put it on the ground, and somebody was very not in their right
Yeah.
mind, and hit it,
Oh.
fell down, and broke it. So he started writing a song called "Breaking the Saxophone." Because I was all sad with my piano sitting there, and I can't play my horn. I'm going to New Orleans the next day, and I'm finding someone to find me someone to help to do my with my horn. And I'm playing the piano a little bit, and then all of a sudden he starts going, "Oh, please don't break my saxophone." You know,
Okay.
that just cheered me right up. I started writing a song, and
No.
then I had it robbed, and it was stolen in
Ooh.
Vegas
Mm.
a couple years ago. Everything, I
And
lost
it was
everything.
gone.
But the only thing that got back to me within about a week was my horn, which
Wow.
never happened in Vegas, according to
Wow.
the detectives. So I got really lucky
Wow.
with that.
Yeah, that's no lie. Now, another thing, what's your most favorite city to visit around the world?
Honestly,
I know it's hard to pick, but I mean,
You
there's
can't.
one that kind of stood out.
well, you know, I mean, I sort of feel like I live wherever my feet are.
Well, that's why
know?
you have them on top of me, right?
Yeah.
Now get your feet off of me, would you?
I'm sorry. You seemed like you didn't mind. But I certainly have I love seeing any place I've never been. If somebody
Right.
calls me, I don't care what is going on. I'm going. I don't know where that is, but there's some that I would like to go back to. Sorry,
See?
I wasn't playing footsie.
So she goes again. That means her show at Dazzle is going to be off the charts.
I'm either on or off.
That's right,
So
yeah.
I'm either. So yes, there's many cities and towns that I would love to go back to, and some that was cool. I don't need to go back to.
Right.
And this is not one of those. I've
Denver?
always had a wonderful time in Denver. Every
You do.
time.
It's-
I'm
you
always
love-
happy.
You
when
love
I get
to come
down
here.
here.
Denver's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, been to Cervantes and Red Rocks and everywhere. You know, I
Yeah,
played.
everything about Denver, I know it's just been crazy cool.
It is
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
And played other parts with other people with the review I did with the Legendary Rhythm and Blues Review and down in Colorado Springs and here and there. But when I get to come here with me and did some stuff with the Children's Hospital.
Did you get to play
That
Red
was
Rocks?
wonderful.
Did I ask you that?
No, I've been there, but
I've
I've
never played there. Oh,
No, that's on my list.
yeah,
one of these
that
days.
is a bucket list.
Isn't it great
Oh,
there?
Yeah. Oh, I love Red
I
Rocks.
saw the Grateful Dead there. That's what
Yes.
I saw.
You know, we have a Grateful Dead show here every Tuesday from 10 to 11. All there originally, because everything was recorded, and it comes out of New Mexico.
Yeah.
It's it's called the Dead Air Show.
Where is that?
It's just a show that we carry out of here. It's their original music of the Grateful Dead.
Gotcha.
All their concerts, and nothing's ever the same. It's always
It was cool. I got to meet some of them
wow.
way back. And my friend, the first band I was with, Cowboy Jazz, Barry Slass, has been playing with
Yeah.
everybody up there ever since.
Now, one of the Stones just died. Yeah, that was the drummer. You heard
Charlie
about?
Watts.
Yeah, isn't that wild? It's like, wait a minute. Now we're going to continue. They're supposed to go into the next century.
Yeah, you know, you see yourself moving up just a little bit onto the.
Well, I don't look bad for 33. I mean, I look a little worried because that's why
Really?
I got hit
Well, I
by-
think I look great for 92.
Well, you do. She's got play on me right away. Bam.
But it's. I mean, you know, things happen at any age, but it really reminds us.
Now, when you play
know.
your sax and you go up those chromatic scales back and forth and you carry some really high notes and come back down and you reverberate all you want, tell me about how you feel when you get into that mode.
My mentor.
Did I say that right? Hell yeah.
Kind
You
of,
would
sort of,
think-
yeah, completely.
You think I knew this
Look,
shit.
My mentor was Ron Holloway,
Okay.
who played with Gil Scott.
Aaron?
Yeah, Scott Heron. Dizzy Gillespie. I was following around. I was on those gigs
Wow.
watching. Everybody else, and I'm a huge fan of the 30s, 40s, especially the Pendergast era of Kansas City.
Do you know
Jazz
Rob-
era. It's
yeah.
my favorite of all time.
You know Rob Mullins out of here, out of Denver,
No.
keyboardist? Super keyboardist.
Love that.
Yeah.
And I love Jay McShane and Ben Webster and.
Ooh,
and
man, you're naming all the hot ones. You know,
That's
geez.
if there is such a thing, I was there. I don't know, but with when I listen, that's who I listen to.
You know, when we were developing this setup here, they said, this looks like her.
What
So
looks like
all the hearts coming off of you is part of your music. Is that true? You just put your heart into it.
you
Everybody
know,
says that you just, when you get up on stage, you put your heart into it.
music saved me as a kid.
So it did. That's
It's
true what they said to do that. but, yeah.
emotionally, it kept me emotionally balanced, and you grow up, and that part of me stayed. You know.
Yeah.
And so when people say you always want to play, I said I don't always want to play, but I always need to play.
Yeah, you need to play to feel. Music is part of the internal, component of a human. They beat, their heart beats. Everything's a beat.
Yeah, it's a soundtrack for
Mhm,
yourself
yes.
and other people, and it's different. And for me, don't make me put footsie with you again. But
Well, it's going to be an
especially-
interesting interview. You can't have a boring
and the-
interview here. What's that?
we don't want that. But the
Jesus.
people I've gotten to play with and be around with, like, from every genre that people want to think, because I think at our best, each one of us should be our own genre. And we embrace things that inspire us and love us, that we love, but it's, whether it's gospel and then it's classical and it's hip hop and it's this, it's about what the person brings to it.
So it's keyboard and sax that you play. You play
And
anything
sing.
and sing. And you're a singer.
Yeah. I have a banjolele now that I call
Do you?
Angelina.
You pull that out and get after it.
I love that. I took it with me instead of my horn at some point, and I didn't even know it was on my shoulder because
Wow.
I'm so used to my horn. And I thought maybe I could just do that. It was lovely. It's just lovely to be, be able to just jump into an ocean of music.
So now the Dazzle show, you're ready for that. You got your set ready to go. You know what sets you're going to be playing, what music you're going to be playing on the sets. No, you're going to wing it. You're going to improv.
I've never used a set list in my 40-some years.
And that's the way to do it.
You know why? Because all the tunes and the original tunes, they're all a blueprint.
Right.
And everything else, you never know how you're going to feel that day, what you're doing, what's going on in the world, this or that. And so the musicians I'm lucky to play with, it's like they don't have to think, It's just feel, because
that's
I'll just don't worry about it. It's just feeling great.
Let's get busy.
So, yeah, I'm kind of in charge of takeoff and landing and what happens in the middle. Woohoo!
San Francisco, you've played San Francisco at any time? What do you think of San Francisco? It's a different area, huh?
Yeah, everything kind of is.
Yeah.
And even when you go back to the same club a few years later,
like, what the hell?
It might not be what it is.
What it used to be.
I was just at the sitting in with Tommy Castro and the Painkillers in Belly Up down in Solana Beach.
Whoa.
And I had been there like maybe 10, 15 years ago. It looked even cooler than it was, and I sat in with them, and it was great. But sometimes you go in other places, it's gone.
And it's just not the same.
It doesn't have the vibe.
Yeah,
the people who were there.
That made it real fun.
Because you can't create the vibe. It's just
like when you walked in here, you created this vibe, and it just took over the place. You should have seen what she did. She brought some paint, started painting the outside. And why do you do these things?
I have other things in the door when I leave. I'll tell you. So how are you? I'm so happy to meet you, because it seems like I've already known you for a long
part of the
time.
I've been doing this for a long time. I've been at
How many years?
44 years producing all over. We've got I've been behind a lot of the big bands. Of course, the Earth, Wind and Fires came out of here. The one singer that he's in the other side of the world. He's singing for a real old group, and he's coming here. And there's all these big names that still come back. That I've been around because we have Earth, Wind and Fire was on a different show with what was her name? She's got a show here. She's a big singer here. She's going to be on a big show with
Do I know her? What's her name?
Yes, Cheryl Renee.
Oh yeah.
She's a singer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so we've had all these different people in here that go back a long, long ways. It's like, and to see what they've done in their lives, and some have all the way down to the ground.
Kind of interesting.
There was a real good group that took off like a rocket, and then they got into drugs and killed the band. I mean, they were in heroin and everything else. They were hitting it big. And
well, there's, when I talk about with friends now and people on the road, and we've all been doing this for 40 years, 45, 50 years, and we can talk about all those days, and we were lucky that we got
past it. Yes, because drugs didn't really hurt me at all. I'm still okay.
Huh? What'd you say? Where am I?
It's just like on the Stones, the guy who always smokes.
No, I have a cigar when I do that. I'm a cigar
smoking for 80 years is still okay.
I don't smoke it. I just like to go, hello.
Yeah.
a little. Yeah, if I thought you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Let's crash it.
Hey, I like that. I forgot about that one.
Oh, no,
I'm using them all. Everything you're telling me. Where did we get all that stuff from?
You're making it so
Deanna brought it in here. It's making
but
it.
I appreciate what you've done for this long, and that it's still here.
Well, we took a different route.
But it's sharing.
Yes.
It's going into the future and the new normal and what's happening.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really important to have a leg in each century.
That's right.
And even my daughter, who's 27, she understands that.
Yeah.
You get a little bit that with that.
Right.
Then you have something.
And it's true what
special.
you say, because with our technology, we everybody walks in here and they say, well, what are we doing here? And I go, well, you'll see. I'll go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna bring it up just so you can take a peek at what we're doing here. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll give them a shout out around the world to some of the people listening in. Okay. So
I'm going out of the country in a couple weeks.
Where are you headed? France
and Italy.
Can I go?
Come on. Yeah.
Serious as a heart attack?
I could always.
You swear on a stack of Bibles?
No.
You swear on all my dad's graves.
Okay, come on.
So we'll log in here real quick to get the. Okay, so we got Nigeria, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. This one is, if you don't know who that is, it's India, Greece, of course, the United States, Germany, and these are just a few. As we, that's where the slow stuff when you do the shout outs. So the fast stuff will tell us around the world by country, by browser, by operating system, by the device they're on, the source of their visit, and it gives us an idea of what they're doing at any given time. Right now, 2,363 are
Wonderful.
logging in at this time.
We're just one big congregation on the same planet.
Yeah.
You know, it's about people, it's not about labels, and there's so, and
I'm going to
one
label
thing
you, though.
I love that there's more good people, way more good people than there isn't not good people. And a good education for my daughter, taking her on the road from the time she was younger.
Really? You've taken her all over
Well,
the place?
sometimes she was little, yeah.
Wow.
And she learned so much. You can only know people one at a time. You can only, it's the only antidote for fear and hate and all that stuff.
And it's
So
funny how you
important.
say this, because I feel like travel educates you way more than actually school. Traveling,
Yes, it
and
does.
you go learn so much.
I would tell the principal and say, I want to take her, but she'll write a big paper about it.
Yeah.
She'd go with the band,
That's
the
real life
friends,
experiences.
Canada, this or that. And I never, no homework she had to do. She could enjoy the whole thing. We'd go to the Louvre, we'd go here. She would
Wow.
sell the CDs in a different language, and she was like 11. It was great. And on the plane home, she would write her paper.
Wow.
And there was way more education than she could get.
That's what I was telling you.
And
To
they
me, that's
understood
what I
that.
think is true.
And I'm glad that they value that for me to take her.
Regis University here in Denver also offers the program Real Life Experiences. You write 30-page papers of certain experiences that you've had, and you get credit. So what you're doing is real. That's real.
And it's nice, she's 27, and you see all
And then
those
she's got
different
you.
things.
I mean, I can tell just by talking to you. You're a very intellectual, smart woman. How do you like that?
Wow, I must be good at making that up.
Do you like that?
You know, just try to, you know, when we get to each,
Come on, get it. Come on,
ourselves.
You went down.
Lamar, let's get rid of
You're
that.
on the wrong
Let's get
octave
rid
on
of
that one. Start over.
Okay. Okay.
Overs.
Just, you know, you just want to be emotionally safe for people, and you don't have to be angry, and just be honest, and man, do your thing, and not take things personally. You know?
I always take things personally.
I used to.
I still do.
Really?
No.
I know.
No. You know, it's been really nice to have you here, Deanna. She's going to be at Dazzle. Don't forget. Saturday night,
Love
6
to see
p.m.
everybody.
I want to see a line out that door waiting to hopefully get you a ticket if it's not sold out. To see her jam out with some exceptional musicians. I know they're all going to be there. Of course, Dazzle always presents some of the best jazz in the metro area. And not only jazz, they do blues, they do rockabilly stuff, they do a variety of everything.
As long as it's good music, we
Yes.
always have good music
Yes.
there. That I know.
And not baby making music. No, that's over my.
What's that?
And then she looks at me like that. I got all embarrassed.
No, but thank you, and I think Dazzle, I think Joe Michaels, and my guys are like, yeah, man, let's go. And
To
I
arrange
feel
this
very
up, we
lucky.
had I forgot his name. It's a different
It's
type
not
of
Bob.
name. No. He's going to be at
Which
Dazzle
guy?
tonight. I forget the guy.
Who is there tonight? We should look.
Don't remember his name. Take a peek real quick. Yeah, and he came in here and he brought his whole band in here. There was only a 3-piece band, but they jammed
Oh, did
in
they
there.
play?
Yeah, and they played acoustically, which is really cool.
I'd have to croon to you.
Yeah, we can have you sing a little something too.
Do nothing till you hear from me.
Ooh,
Pay no attention to what's said.
see.
Over my head.
Deanna,
Mm-hmm.
you have
Henry.
one heck of a voice. I could tell. There she is, Deanna Bogert in the Bluesionaries early show.
The Bluesionaires.
Bluesionaires.
I like the Bluesionaries. That's not bad.
Let's see, where is he at? There he is. Anders Drerup.
I don't know.
Isn't that a
know
different
him.
name? See, why I couldn't remember it?
Dre up. I like
Anders
his hat.
Drerup, yeah. They were in
I'll have
there
to look
jamming
for it.
away.
Check it
They
out.
were in acoustics, then they had a thing called the cajon. And it was-
Oh, nice. I love a cajon.
Yeah, he was down there jamming,
Yeah.
hit one of them in the backside. Man, that vibe in here was so slick. Because we didn't need to go loud because it carries so well in here. But man, it sounded good. They were singing and
I
everything.
should have brought my horn.
Yeah, you could have done it. We'd allow that. Heck yes.
Someday.
And that is you right there. So
That would be me.
August
That's-
29th, 6
That's
p.m.
out in the desert where I live.
Really? Where
That
do you
was
live?
near Joshua Tree in Yucca Valley,
Oh, nice.
California.
Nice.
That's what you
So-
do in the pandemic. You go out
What's a
hang out in the
pandemic?
desert.
What's the pandemic?
The last year and a half.
I wasn't in it.
No.
No.
Really? Yay! I'm so happy for you.
You know, it's funny, like the body always has got its own immune system, and you got to run around with a mask, screwing up your immune system and stuff. Don't you think that's crazy?
It was a very difficult time.
And then they make everybody
interesting
stay
time.
home, shut up, sit down, don't buy no food, and everybody's so full of shit you have to buy a lot of toilet paper. And we run
Right.
out.
Right.
Everybody run out.
Right. Well, you know, some good things came from it, though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there always does. Something good comes from something not so good.
Yes, what came out good?
I fell in love. How about
Did
that one?
you really?
I called it Pandemic Island.
Did
I did
you
not
really?
see that coming.
Did you really? Oh man, this is
And I
getting
learned-
good. Everybody,
and-
listen in. Hold on.
And then,
Hold on. Listen into this. Deanna fell in love. Boy, this is going to be juicy.
yes,
Go
not
ahead.
pathologically independent. So, and also because I wasn't technologically together to do streams and stuff for people needing to make, you know, money. So I came up with a business called Deanagrams. So I learned how to do that. So that was great. Met a lot of people. And for any occasion or nothing, all over the world, people
Right.
were saying, and so
Get on
that
and
was,
jam
or
for-
sing, make a story for them, you know, something personalized. And so that worked great. And my daughter and came with me for a couple weeks, and it was just interesting. And since I was 17, I'd never been that long
Wait,
in one place.
I'm missing something here. You said you fell in love.
I
I was waiting for that. Come on, give us the juicy stuff, Deanna.
And he was
Come on.
know. And he was available.
Come on.
No, it's just a very long.
Give us the scoop.
Long friend.
As here on
long
Kate.
time friend.
First-
and a musician. So you know.
But how does that
speaking
happen?
of
He just started. He looked at you. You looked at him. He looked at you. You looked at him. And all of a sudden, okay, into the bedroom, boy.
That's for part two. That's for
Part two. She wants to come back for part
But
two. I
couldn't
want to
be
go part
happy.
one.
But I couldn't be happier.
Isn't that cool? That's why you're all lit up.
I guess.
Yeah, you're all lit up. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
smiling, happy as hell.
And you always got to balance that stuff. And yes, I'm very happy. So, and you?
Oh yeah. I've been married for 46 years, and she won't let go of this good thing.
She's
And I gotta
smart.
say it
She's a
myself because she
smart
said,
woman.
him, oh, I can't get rid of him. You know how it works?
When's your next anniversary?
It's coming up here in September, actually.
September
Yes.
what?
I think the 12th. I presume so. I can't remember.
Happy
Help me
anniversary.
with this one.
You knew it was September. That's good.
I tell her when we go out at night and she starts talking stuff. We're just walking along having a laugh, and we'll keep that up. I'll put my hands up so there's no rings.
I can see why you guys could sing together for a long time. You must have a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, I'm horrible.
Have you interviewed her?
We talked about that for
That's
real.
a great
She goes,
idea.
You don't want me to go on an interview. It's true.
What's her name?
Pearl.
Pearl, please. Or she can interview you.
No.
That would be even better.
No. A lot of the other DJs do that. They'll interview me or go with, all these different shows. I'll give them, I'll come out with some heavy duty improv.
Where's your? I love improv.
Oh, yeah.
Where's your where's your jazz heart?
My jazz heart? I like it all. Because I even got this older song from 1987, Dave Sanborn, that I play. I go way back. See, this show that I put on, it's all the brand new stuff with the old sold in it.
As it should be.
Yeah, and so I, like you said, 1 foot over here in the old, 1 foot
That's
in the
it,
new.
man.
And we have a good time, and all the variables, so everybody that's young listens to the show, everybody that's older, hey, I love that show.
Yeah.
And it was only on Mondays from 4 to 6. We expanded it, and he says, can you expand more time? So we expanded 2 more hours. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. Because they did away with all the jazz stations around the nation. After iHeart bought them all up, they kind of like...
And it's such a huge umbrella now.
Yes,
Under
it's-
any genre.
Yeah,
I
so,
wanna say.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
really slick. So we're going to conclude the interview. Man, Deanna,
I miss
I
you
could
already.
I could keep talking to you. And so, after we get off camera, I'm going to question all this juicy stuff. Falling in love.
Well, it was a perk.
It was a perk. So don't forget to go see Deanna over at Dazzle. She'll be waiting for you, and she'll personally play to you. And whether you're out in a big crowd, it doesn't matter. You're going to feel her personally playing you. I can tell just by her vibe right now. She sends out a great vibe. So with that being said, I'll see y'all later. Take care. Anything
Thanks,
to say
guys.
to everybody
Be well,
out there,
be safe, be
Deanna?
happy,
Nothing? Okay.
and listen to Henry all the time.
So, we could go down here.